Good evening. It is evening 5:30. Earlier this morning I made a rice dish called Lontong, and now I'm gonna make the topping or the soup or whatever. You can put whatever you want on it. So I'm gonna make a vegetarian curry for my hubby because he's a vegetarian, and I'm gonna use chickpeas as protein. Okay, and bell pepper, onion, just kind of squash, delicata, and a carrot. So first things first, we'll turn the stove on, and I'm gonna make this I'm gonna make curry. I was thinking of what would go well with the lontong, but um, because I already put turmeric and ginger in the rice, I'm gonna just balance it out. Had I made that just plain white, I would have probably made like pastas, use a pasta sauce or something. So first things first, we're gonna heat that up and put some oil in here. You can use ghee if you want, but I like to use avocado oil. And let's cook the onions first because onions kind of take a while to cook to the way I like it. And because he's got a really strong stomach, I'm not going to take the inner skin out of it. If it was for me, I would remove the inner skin. And what I mean by the inner skin is here. Let me show you. So inside, in an onion, okay, there is another part here. See that? See that skin? This is not FODMAP friendly. So he's okay. He's not FODMAP. So we're going to keep that. And I'm not going to eat this because I don't like any of these vegetables. I don't like chickpeas and I don't like bell peppers. Bell peppers also has this really hard to digest part of them, and that would be the outside skin. So I learned that if you take the outside skin off, right, then you can digest it, but then you won't have any color. You notice some people, when they eat this, they burp bell pepper. That's me. You can also like put it over a heat like that, and then the skin just kind of like comes right off. So because this is going to be a lunch, like a bento lunch, let's cut them, like bento kind of friendly shapes, whatever that is. And they're going in a small container. So bite-sized pieces, okay? And this is going to be a curry. This is going to be curry. And I do not peel my organic carrots. I just feed them the way they are. And you see the way the carrots grow? They have like lines on them like that, right? That's the way you want to cut them. That's Lafayette. So you cut them the way they grow. So like the bell pepper, they grow this way. So you cut over here, you cut that, and then you slice them the way you want to. All about food energetic. Oh, it looks pretty already. Look at that. And in a bento, you want to always have like 5 colors, just to make it, pretty. I'm going to peel the potato only because I don't know what's up with the potatoes nowadays. The skin is really hard, even though they're organic. Is it like out of season or something? It shouldn't be, because it's like a fall vegetable, right? Okay, so the potato again, let's cut them in half, and then in half again. And make everything, you want to cut everything like same kind of shape instead of, cutting them one long and one, like the potato slices, or just keep everything uniform. Yummy, yummy. I think one of them ran away. Alright, let's close that. And finally, this cute squash here. And this too, see how this grows? This grows this way, kind of like on the ground like that. So, this is hard to cut with this knife. It is a Kyocera knife, ceramic blade. I don't want to ruin it and break the blade. Ooh, this is so pretty. Look how I got a good one. Sometimes you end up with a so hard. I think, yeah, look how pretty. I'm gonna save one for myself. Okay, so we'll remove the seeds. This doesn't really have a lot of seeds. And this has a very hard skin, so let's peel it off here and there. This is one of my favorites, favorite squash, this and butternut. Okay. And then we cut it in half again. And in nice uniform sizes. Ooh. And you know, you can put this in the beginning because even though you know this cooks really fast, but this is going to be like curry stew, and it's okay if it's like mushy. So with Japanese curries, you want to saute the vegetables first. Versus if you're making soup, you just put it all in there and let it. And then let's put some of that. Carbon beans. Toss it up again. Smells really wonderful. And let that kind of like get to know each other. And then I'll pour some water in there and the curry spice. I got pre-made curry spice that's all in one, so I don't have to mess with getting a bunch of different spices and putting it in there. And I'm not eating this, my husband is, so it's all good. I have celiac disease, so I can't be eating a bunch of stuff that he likes to eat. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. I'm back. Give it a toss. Ooh, this is enough for lunch and dinner. And we'll pour some water in there. Like about halfway. And then bring it to a boil. And then simmer it until it's tender, and then we'll add our thickening agent and our spices. So with the leftover chickpeas, I am going to put it in my little mini food processor from hell because it is so loud. It's one of those really old ones. I'm going to put a little bit of salt and some olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. It's supposedly heart friendly, and I'll show you why it's called the blender from hell. Listen, that's only on low. This is high. So let me turn this off while I prepare the rest with my earplugs on. Okay, I am done blending the leftover chickpeas, which I will now put it into a jar. And then this can also be taken to lunch, providing you have a refrigerator. I don't think I would recommend taking this if you don't have a fridge, or you know, if you have like a little mini you know, if your lunch container has like a cooler section or some kind of cooler fancy, you know, lunch boxes nowadays are really insulated, and some of them have those Mylar bags, and you can put like a pack of those freezer ice, whatever they're called. So this can be another lunch feature that you can bring, like bread or bagels and some lettuce, and make your own little hummus sandwich, or just eat it like this, whatever you feel that you need to do to eat and be happy. So look at that. So I got 1 can of garbanzo beans, half of it went into here, that's another meal, and the other half is in the pot boiling. So here's the pot. Okay, it looks really good. Let's check it out. You can't see. Look at that. When the potatoes are sort of soft, then that's when you add your spice. So you don't just throw the spice in there. There's a really cool technique that really brings the food, the flavor apart, and it is to cook the spice in some ghee or oil and then put it in there. Okay? Okay, so I am now going to heat up the spices, and ideally it would go in, you know, to heat up the spice in this really cool Indian little spice heater. It's called a chance. I wish I had one. I don't have one, so I'm going to use my ladle very carefully. So, like I said, you can use oil or ghee. And the ghee is really hard, which means it is cold in the house. We don't have to really do a lot. We can just do like a little less than a tablespoon. So melt that up. And if you put like raw spices in there, like coriander or fennel seeds, it just kind of like pops all over the place. So it's now starting to melt. Have it on high. And maybe I should turn the heat down a little. And you got to be really careful when you do this, so you don't, like, you know, create a fire. Like I said, I really wish I had a chance. Maybe I should just buy one. But I would have to go all the way to the Indian store to buy one, or on Amazon. And, you know, I'm not really like, I don't want to buy a bunch of stuff on Amazon. It's just so ridiculous. Okay, it's melting up nicely, and ghee actually has a really nice, make sure you don't get any on the outside. Ooh. Otherwise it'll like smoke everywhere in your kitchen, and then your smoke alarm is going to go off. Okay. Take a chance and turn up the heat a little bit. That might be enough. And I'll get my curry spice ready here, and take the lid off and get everything ready, because this is going to go in there. Okay, and you can test it to see if it's hot, and it's not sizzling, so that means it's not hot yet. It's getting hot. Okay, it's starting to sizzle. And I'm going to put a lot in there because the person that's going to eat this really likes is like spicy. All right. I put it in too soon. That's okay, just let it, give it some time to cook. And it's starting to sizzle. Good, that's what we want. And I'm sorry you can't see it because I don't have one of those sophisticated cameras that, you know, you can take from the top here. But I'll show you what happens. Okay, it's sizzling, really nice. Not sizzling, kind of like simmering. And then this, ouch, is going to go in here. You hear that? That's what you want to hear. Okay. And let this simmer, and then we'll come back and put a thickening agent in here, which is also gluten-free. We could put brown rice flour and it'll get nice and thick with that. Yummy. Okay, I'm back, and to this I'm going to add some Bob's. Not Bob's, this is Arrowhead Mills Organic Brown Rice Gluten-Free Certified, or Certified Gluten-Free. No cross-contamination. You gotta make sure you see that mark that says certified, because anything can be labeled gluten-free and it's not. I got about maybe 2 tablespoons of the brown rice and add some water, and we can try this, you know, little by little and see how thick it gets. I think it could use a little bit more. Right. I'll bring this closer so you can see. Turn it down. Nice consistency. See, it's getting thick. Okay, I think it's good. And tomorrow's lunch is done. And let it cover and keep it quiet for a while and calm it down. And then we'll put this on top of the Lontong that we made. Be right back. Okay, we are back and ready to assemble. Ooh, it's hot. And now, I gotta get my spoon. All right, here's a good spoon. So remember the Lontong I made earlier? So I've cut them up and this is what they look like. This is long grain rice. I used jasmine. You can use any kind of long grain rice and that's what it will do. You get your bento box. Glass is nice because you can microwave it. You don't want to microwave it. You really shouldn't, but if you want to, it's up to you. So I'm using my fingers because fingers have a lot of love in them. And let's see how many I can get in here. I think I can get like 5 pieces. Maybe just, no. It's all about how it looks, right? Okay. So now let's scoop up some vegetables. Oh, we got really beautifully thick. And I'm OCD, so I'm going to layer it all really nicely with the potatoes first on the bottom. I don't have any reason why, but I just want to do it that way. And I'm not going to put too many potatoes in here because we already have enough carbs with the rice and the squash also. And then let's put the colorful stuff on the top, like the carrots and the green beans. I mean, no, not green beans. Garbanzo beans. And then some of this bell pepper. Ooh, this is a really nice lunch. Put some more carrots on top. Okay. So far, this is how it looks. Really pretty, right? Then, I wouldn't really recommend this, but I'm just doing it just for, like, you know, video purposes here. Oops. I'm gonna sprinkle some baby peas, just for color purpose. And this is the part that I don't really recommend because this is really hot. You can put your tomatoes or some other colorful things after this has cooled down, but I want to finish this video because it's already been taking long to show you how pretty this looks. Okay, that's looking nice. And you know, you can also sprinkle some black pepper. Ooh, yummy. And how about some nutritional yeast? Oh, this is a really nice pack full of B vitamins. This looks good. There you go. Can you see that? There, let me see. Kind of hard to see. Okay, let me try it in another way here. I'll hold it up. Thanks for watching.